remember Tampa, the way she used to be, the places we would run to, the faces we would see. Yes, I remember Tampa, her sweet, soft memories, a city rising on the move, a simple yet progressive groove. Yes, I remember Tampa, she remembers me.
Welcome to the Tampa Native Show. Stay tuned now for the most entertaining 60 minutes from the studios at TBCN, Tampa Bay Community Network. Join your hosts, Mario Nunez and Steve Canella, as they celebrate growing up in Tampa. From Shock Armstrong to Shakey's Pizza, from Braddock Street to Buffalo Avenue, get ready to call in and tell us your stories, because sharing your memories has never been this much fun. And now, Mario Nunez and Steve Canella. Welcome back, everyone, to this, the Tampa Native Show, the only show of its kind anywhere in the world. If you will, the quintessential show for all Tampa natives.
Hey, that's my word.
Hi, my name is Mario Nunez, and I'm alongside my broadcast partner.
Ladies and gentlemen, Steve Canella, thanks so much for tuning in tonight. We're so glad you did, because tonight is going to be a very special show. In fact, we're going to have a topic tonight that we're all kind of connected to.
Yes.
It touches all of our hearts, and it's going to spark some very fond memories, too. You want to go ahead and, should we go ahead and tell them what the topic is?
Well, I think the mystery has already been lifted.
I think it leaked out
As
already.
you can see the graphic behind us, and for those of you that are plugged into that social networking site, and we know so many of you are, the subject of tonight's Tampa Native Show is Lowry Park.
And your memories of Lowry Park.
And all that entails. Before we get to that, we'd like to say thank you so much for those of you that have been with us since the very beginning. And thank you especially to those new viewers that are just tuning in. And we're picking up new viewers each and every week. And we'd like to say hello at this time to our 15-minute girl who's just off set. Darling, say hello to everyone.
Hello, everyone.
There she is. We just wanted you to know that she's there.
Hey,
There she is.
Here I am.
Thank you again to our new viewers. Thank you to those that have been here since the beginning. Also, congratulations to the Tampa Bay Lightning last night winning a 1-0 superlative game against the Pittsburgh Penguins. And I tell you what, nobody expected them to be there. Stevie, they were the underdog, heavy underdog. Pittsburgh jumped out to a 3-1 lead. And don't you know, the boys from Tampa Bay, they prevailed last night. And of course, what do they get for their winnings? Now they got to face the Eastern Conference champion Capitals. So
I'm really excited about that.
It's not
They
going to
got
get
their
any
confidence up, though. I think it's going to be a good match.
No, it's going to be a good series.
Oh, yeah.
And I tell you what, Rolston last night, the boy that was in goal, he played his heart out. I'm telling you, it was a great, great game to watch.
Sports are looking up for Tampa Bay.
And
Yes.
the Rays. Let's talk a little bit about the Rays.
absolutely.
The Rays are on fire.
They're on fire. Yesterday, they won a game in Minneapolis, beat the Twins, and it was snowing yesterday, Steve. Snowing in Minneapolis. And then today they have a...
There's no snowing in baseball.
There's no snowing in baseball. They have a day-night doubleheader. The last thing we know, they went out, it was 13-1, I think, when I left the house to come to the studios, and Ben Zobrist, General Ben, Big Ben, had been playing second base today, had 8 RBIs. So there's your sports update.
That's tremendous.
Attaboy Rays, attaboy Lightning, way to go. Stevie.
Keep it going.
Tell these wonderful, nice folks a little bit about our sponsors and pull out that list, because, we do this each and every week.
Well, Mario, as you mentioned, we're getting sponsors every week, new sponsors.
Yes.
And this week, we'd like to welcome Appointment by Travel by Bob Gomez and his wife, Doria. Also, Simon Canassi.
Thank you, Simon.
Yeah, thank you guys
everybody.
both.
Yeah, we saw a lot of these nice folks at last week at Amarilli's Sandwiches and More in West Tampa. We had a little event there on Friday.
We saw them at the Festa, too.
And we saw them at the Festa
sure
2
did.
weeks ago.
Yeah.
Very nice folks, and we appreciate your support so much. That's half the
Absolutely.
reason that
Thank
we're
you.
here. Your generous contributions make it possible for us to buy water to
Right.
put in these cups, and we appreciate that.
So true.
Steve,
Well,
let's go down that list of sponsors right
let's
quick.
do that. I'll put my glasses on.
Me too. Take that legacy group, that big group there at the top, and I'll read the next group.
Sound like a plan. Okay, Tampa Natives Show legacy sponsors: Columbia Restaurant, PJ Testa Accounting, The Colonnade, Amarilli's Sandwiches and More, South Tampa Chiropractic Clinic, Cigar City Magazine, and Tampa T-shirts.
Thank you, guys. Other business sponsors include La Segunda Central Bakery, Brocado Sandwich Shop, Red Wagon Landscaping, Mr. Empanada, Lenny Guida, thank you, Frank Cueto Bail Bonds, Frank Cueto,
When in jail, call 221-BAIL.
Columbia Jobbing, world famous Easy for me to say. The world-famous Tiny Tap Tavern, Casey Powell. Que Pasa Tours, Festa Italiana 2011. Fran Costantino Real Estate, thank you, Franny. Mike's Delivery Service, Mike Baluja. Sal's One-of-a-Kind Shell Design. America 2110. The Law Offices of Bird and Gonzalez, thank you, Anthony. And Travel by Appointment, we just mentioned Bob Gomez joining the family along with his wife, Doria.
And personal sponsorships, we have Mike and Kathy White, Ricky Branch, Phil and Carmen Nunez, Fred and Kathy Tomasello, Joe Abini, Bobby Lastra, and Simon Canassi. Thank you guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you guys. Those are our family of sponsors. And if you'd like to join our family of sponsors, you know what? There's plenty of room left.
There is. There really
contact us. Stevie, tell them that email address if they'd like to contact us.
Well, the email address you want to contact us is show@tampanatives.com. That's show@tampanatives.com. And also, speaking about tonight's topic, too,
yes.
We talked about it earlier. We've got a lot of great pictures, by the way. Stay tuned for that. It's amazing pictures. And I'd like to thank also Dan Perez, Johnny Sinchette, David Fox, and also the Hector Collado family, because a lot of those pictures were provided by them. And to everyone else who also provided pictures as well. But if this show may continue to a second part 2, possibly, we don't know yet. But if it does, we're asked that please send us pictures that you may have, because we know everybody has pictures of Lowry Park out there. So please send them.
Please send those pictures. Listen, last Friday we had the good fortune of being with some of our biggest fans and our closest friends. We had an event at Amaryllis Sandwiches and More. Juan Santayana, his wife Amy, graciously enough, opened up their doors to us, made a little room in their restaurant there, and we were there selling our T-shirts and just basically saying hello to all of our fans.
And we had delicious lunch.
Well, the lunch was fabuloso, to say the least.
Melts in your mouth, salmon.
Yeah. There was salmon, and there was the stuffed
That was so good.
tilapia. And what was the stuffed?
It was crab meat and shrimp. It was awesome.
Delicious.
So good.
Yeah, it was wonderful. Thank you guys for that. Thanks for coming
Really
out last
that.
week. We'll be doing a lot more of that stuff. We just have a feeling that as we get out there in the community, it's better for us to stay connected with everybody, and it's so much
true.
nicer when we get to see faces.
Right.
We hear your phone calls every week. We get your emails, but it's so much nicer for all of us to get together.
And we're meeting so many people that way, too.
Each
We
and every
are.
week.
Oh, my gosh.
Each and every week.
Yeah, this
Well,
is-
we've got
it's great.
We've got a big show topic tonight. We want to give you a little bit of history, talking a little bit of history right now about Lowry Park. I'm going to read a little bit of information. Some of you may or may not have known. Those of us that grew up here kind of had an idea. This week's topic, Lowry Park Zoo. Stevie, indulge me for a minute. Tampa's first zoo was a small collection of exotic animals in Plant Park on the grounds of the University of Tampa across the Hillsborough River from downtown. During the middle 1950s, Mayor Nick Nucio led the push to move the zoo to a more spacious location. Land further up the river near the neighborhood of Seminole Heights. I can't read tonight.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah, easy for me. I think it's my glasses. The combination zoo and park was christened Lowry Park after General Sumter Loper Lowry, a local resident celebrated for civic contributions and his service in wars, but sometimes vilified for his controversial political views. The old Rainbow Bridge to Fairyland and Lowry Park Zoo is pictured here and will be pictured behind us in just a few minutes. The new Lowry Park Zoo was opened in 1957. The zoo shared the park with Fairyland, where concrete statues depicting fairy tales and nursery rhymes were along a winding, amazing path.
You're having problems tonight,
it was
sir.
I know, I can't. It's my glasses. I'm telling you, I haven't put them on since last week. Path beneath the limbs of sprawling oak trees. This whimsical area was accessible via a large rainbow bridge. As the wildlife collection grew, other attractions and rides were also added. By the early 1980s, the zoo featured a small roller coaster, a sky ride, and a kid-sized train, among other kiddie rides. However, the zoo facilities were in need of repair and renovation, with the animals cramped in concrete quarters, so poor that the Humane Society called it, quote, one of the worst zoos in America. And for those of us that were there in the 70s and into the early 80s, it was kind of depressing
Kind
by
of
that
sad.
time. Yeah, it was kind of sad.
For the animals.
We actually have a picture of those in just a little bit. After several years of fundraising and with the help and support of the city, the old zoo was closed in the mid-1980s for a complete reconstruction in which nearly all traces of the original zoo, including Fairyland, were removed. And Steve and I were talking before the show. That was kind of sad.
It was very sad.
Fairyland.
Because we kind of liked
Yeah.
Fairyland.
I loved
Kinda.
Fairyland.
Yeah, we
I
did.
love Fairyland.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
The revamped zoo opened in March of 1988. Several additions and expansions since then brought the zoo to its recent configuration. That's a little bit of history read very poorly by yours truly.
Well, you know.
I'm telling you, these progressive glasses, they're just
Oh,
driving
yeah.
me crazy.
I'm glad I didn't read that. You know why? I would have had trouble with the whimsical. Because I couldn't say quintessential.
No, quintessential and whimsical, Stevie.
I'm glad
we
you
love
read
you
that.
for that. We love you for that. So, as we usually do, before we take your phone calls, we give our special accounts of the zoo, but we also have the 15-minute girl come in and ask the question of the day. What should we do first, Stevie? Question of the day,
let's
or
do
how
the
about
question of the day so we can get people thinking.
question of the day,
Right.
ladies and gentlemen? We're going to go to our
Question
15-minute girl.
of the
Bring her in. There she is.
Question of the day today is Fantasia Miniature Golf or Safety Village?
Wow. Good question.
Safety Village. Excellent question. Excellent question.
Which is your favorite?
Which was your favorite? And as a kid, 8, 9, 10 years old, you remember at the end of the day, a trip to Lowry Park Zoo could not possibly be complete without a tour through Safety Village, or possibly running across the street if you were on the west side of North Boulevard over to Fantasia. Course A or B, course 1 or 2. They had one that was a little bit more advanced than the other.
That was a tough question.
That's the question of the day.
Yeah, because
Safety Village or Fantasia Miniature Golf. Now,
either playing putt-putt golf or maybe riding the little go-karts.
the little go-karts in Safety Village.
Yeah.
And we'll talk a little bit about Safety Village.
Got some
more
pictures
about
of that,
Safety.
too.
We have some pictures, wonderful
Yeah.
pictures, and see who can remember some of the buildings, the replica buildings that were there inside of Safety Village that were built to specification, of course, smaller scale model. But I won't say. Let's see. Let's see if our callers remember which ones stand out in their minds. I know I have favorites. Steve, what was your favorite recollection of Lowry Park?
Well, Mario, Lowry Park was treasured, a big treasure of mine, and basically one of the most exciting things, I guess, when you're a kid going to Lowry Park was getting past that Rainbow Bridge. You go over the top of the bridge. In fact, you get to the top of the bridge, and we throw.
And it seemed so huge.
Yeah, well, didn't
back
it though?
then.
It was gigantic. It was it took a while to get up there.
Yes.
Those steps too. But when you got to the top, you take a penny out, throw it in the water,
Right.
make a wish, and head on down. And once you head down the stairs, you're actually into a world of make-believe at that point. So, anyway, but I have a couple of memories that, to this day, I don't know why they've stuck in my mind. But after all these years, when I think of Lowry Park, I think of these particular memories. But one was when I was in first grade. We were on a field trip with St. Lawrence Elementary School. And some people know it as Goat Hill. I always remember it as Billy Goat Mountain. And one of my classmates in first grade got in trouble. I'm not going to mention any names.
Who shall remain nameless.
He still lives here in Tampa. He may be watching tonight, too.
Yep.
He'll know who it is. But anyway, he got in trouble for climbing over the fence on the top of Billy Goat Mountain, getting into the area with the goats, playing with the goats. So he got in trouble with that. That stuck in my mind. The other one really is the chimpanzee.
Oh, boy.
We're going to probably get some calls on this tonight.
Oopsie.
There was a chimpanzee that smoked cigarettes. And the vivid
What
memory
is
that I
up with
have.
that?
Well, I don't know. I guess he didn't read the warning on the side of the
On
package.
the
I don't know.
package.
Obviously.
The packaging.
But anyway, the vivid memory that I have of that is I can still see him to this day with his hand outreached through the bars like this, and like he was craving cigarettes. I guess he was addicted.
Yes.
And some of the park people would actually give him the cigarettes. Some of the visitors would actually throw cigarettes, and he'd try to catch it.
Oh my gosh.
Kind of sad, but entertaining.
Nonetheless.
I remember him though.
You remember him?
Yeah, I do
I don't remember his
remember
name, but there was 2 or 3 there. But
Maybe our callers can remember his name. And if you do
That-
remember
yeah,
his
please
name,
do.
call us
Please.
with that information. We
Absolutely.
remember the world famous donated elephant that was donated in 1961. That I'm sure will come up.
everybody knows that, yeah. Well, the chimpanzee, he was known for another trick.
Oh,
And I'm not going to say what it is right now, but we're hoping that somebody will call in tonight and tell us what it is. But let's put it this way: he had a very good aim.
yeah, it was very unique. It was very unique.
Very,
Something that you didn't want to be necessarily too close to the
He
kid.
would've
He was
been a good
trying to
ball
make
player.
everyone feel
Yeah,
special.
yeah, absolutely. So if you
So probably
remember
get
his
that.
secondary trick, look at that shot right there.
I have a feeling somebody's
Look
going
at
to
that shot right there. Well, thanks for pulling us out of that shot. While we're looking at that wonderful image of the train, which everybody remembers, and the little kiddie rides. And of course, if you look at that elephant there, that's the elephant we were just mentioning a moment ago. You can look at one of the keepers, one of the handlers. He's walking behind her, and that chimpanzee, aforementioned chimpanzee, is on top of the elephant, which shall remain nameless until somebody discloses that elephant's name. My memories all centered around Easter Sunday, which we just celebrated last Sunday. My family used to go there probably for the better part of 10, 15 years, as long as I can remember. And it was the center of a gigantic celebration with all the cousins that would come in from everywhere. We would all get together. It would be one of the largest Easter egg hunts imaginable. And then, of course, the day started very early because my Uncle Skip, he worked there for the city of Tampa, so he would get in there about 5 o'clock in the morning, get one of those casitas. And then we'd all get there early in the morning, and the fun lasted until the very end of the day. It would usually involve many hours of playing, in the park, the rides, of course. bumper cars to the swinging to the swinging. What were we talking about today?
Cage.
The swinging
cage.
cages, the swinging
Right.
cages, to the roller
Like a
coaster.
disco cage.
At some point, you'd have to take the obligatory trip over to Safety Village, and then, of course, across the street to go over to Fantasia Golf. Somewhere in between, you'd have a tremendous egg hunt, music, of course, and jaiba enchilada was the order of the day. Somebody brought the Cuban bread, somebody made the jaibas, we had to catch them first. But what incredible fond memories of Lowry Park. Other thing that sticks out in my mind, we talked about this earlier. See how many of you remember the fact that, towards the end of the years, towards the later years, the late 60s, 70s, the whole decade of the 70s, because the oak trees were so prominent, a lot of the times the grass died because they didn't get enough sunlight. So,
Yeah, it was dirt.
there was a lot of dirt,
Yeah.
as I recall.
I remember that.
Now, the
A lot of
moss
dirt.
was great, too, for hiding the eggs. But the dirt was amazing because if you got sweaty running around as a kid and you fell down playing chase, playing tag with your cousins, and you had to take a shower or at least go hose off before you could sit
Outside.
down to eat for dinner.
Exactly.
But what great memories. So there's your phone number, 813-977-6800. That's 813-977-6800. Operators are standing by. Let's go to the phones. Call us with your favorite Lowry Park memory.
And they're calling already.
And just on cue. Now, Steve and I talked before the show. Mentally, we know who this caller is. We don't really.
We think.
But we think we know. Let's see
I
how.
bet you're wrong.
15-minute girl says we're wrong.
We'll see. Caller, you're on the air. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Hey, Stephen, Mario, this is Joe.
Oh, we had the wrong caller.
I
All right.
told
Joe,
you.
Joe,
I
we know you
told
have some memories of Lowry Park.
I
We
win.
can't wait to hear him. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's, the chimpanzee, the famous thing he would do, that was what I was going to talk about, was spit.
Well, that's not the one I was
Spit was
thinking of.
one. Spit was
Okay.
one.
That was the nicer
It was
part of
pretty
it.
Yeah, that was the cleaner. That was the less
that was-
disgusting of the two habits.
Yeah, I know what he used to do also, but the spitting part was the fact that
I don't remember that.
we played pony league there at Lowry Park.
That's right.
That's right,
And
baseball field.
And get in the backside of the park and go around and do whatever we wanted to do. But this boy and girlfriend took his girlfriend there to the cage, and the chimpanzee proceeded to spit in her mouth.
Oh, not good.
You.
He proceeded to upchuck, and the relationship ended right there.
That was the end of that. Well,
That's a
Chimp-
great story. A bit
That's a
disgusting.
charming story,
A
Joe.
bit disgusting,
Wow.
but great nonetheless.
Joe, do you remember him smoking cigarettes?
Yeah, we'd always have we had cigarettes. Dad smoked cigarettes, so we always had cigarettes around. So, we'd give it to him or what have you, and we encouraged him to do it. So
We know that Chimp was a little bit of a chump, really.
Yeah, he
Think
was.
About it because,
Ba-dum-bum.
yeah, that's...
He was a chimpy chump.
It was-
Look at that shot right there. That's Rapunzel's
you go.
castle. Rapunzel, let your hair down. And that looks to me like it might very well be the late 50s, possibly the very, very early 60s.
Yeah, it looks like late 50s.
Late 50s, possibly black and white photo. But that was the magic of that.
Why didn't they leave that?
I know they
That
could have
was
either
so
left
special.
it or they could have conceivably refurbished
Yeah.
it, but that was such a traditional part of it. I don't know why our city forefathers, or
Yeah.
our city councilmen, were not thinking, those people that were in charge, hey, let's leave some of the vestiges
Yeah.
of the old zoo for the people that have been here all those years.
Yeah.
You know, one
they
interesting...
should have left that there.
That would
I
have been
think
great.
so, or at least
Yes.
revamped it. They just demolished Safety Village not too terribly
Right.
long ago, and they put something that they call Safety Village now in the new Kids Museum downtown.
Speaking
But
of
I'm going to disagree with it. There's nothing like the original Safety Village. Check out that picture right there, Joe. Now, Joe, are you in that picture? Because that little kid right there riding that scooter might look about your age
I don't
there.
think so. At that time, I was a bit older than.
Okay, just checking. I just wanted to be sure.
And those
Just
are
wanted to be sure.
motorized carts, too.
Yeah.
Now, do you remember Safety Village, Joe, pretty well?
Oh yeah, I remember Safety Village, but there again, it was not. We were at 14, 15, 16 years old.
Yeah, it didn't have the same
Yeah.
attraction that it did for little kids.
Joe, I have a question.
Sure.
Which building in Safety Village sticks out in your mind the most?
I guess the courthour's building.
You know what mine was the cash and carry store. It was a replica of the cash and carry store.
Yeah, I remember that.
Maybe
yeah.
because you worked for Cash and Carry.
Yeah.
That's got to be.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah. But I remember the Fantasia
there it
golf
is.
more than anything else because they had the inside of the little area where you checked out the stuff. They had pinball machines, and we
Yeah.
pinball machines.
A little game room.
Exactly, the little game room before we went to ball practice or whatever. We'd go in there and mess around a little bit with the pinball machine.
What I remember
Fun
about
times.
that was, is how exciting it was to get to the last hole, because if you sank that one shot on the last hole, Joe, you won a free game. And it was a difficult shot because there was a moving feature. Like in one, there was a turtle whose head would go back and forth sideways like this. And you had to time it just right, put it just perfectly straight up the end of that long path, and then drop it into his mouth as it was going by. And when you did, there was a bell that went off, and everybody around knew that somebody had won a free game, and it was kind of an exciting deal.
Exactly.
Sponsor of the week, Joe?
Mike's Delivery Service.
Mike's Delivery.
Okay.
I won't ask you for your number, Matt, your Bolita number, because we all know this is Joe Abini, and Joe never changes his number. It's number 3.
Right. And I'm going to vote for Fantasia Golf.
Okay.
Excellent.
That's your question of the week answer. Great.
There's a true fan. He knows the answers before we even ask the questions. Joe, we love you, man. Will we see you Saturday? We hope so.
I'm trying. Like I told you, I'm trying to make arrangements. So we're working on it.
That'd
And
be nice.
congratulations to Brian Balbing for winning best catcher in Pinellas County high school baseball.
Awesome.
Congratulations.
Thanks to the support of the Tampa natives, that put us over the top and was very nice.
That's
was
what we're
pretty
here
cool.
for.
Exactly.
That's what we're here for. Thank you, Joe.
Okay, take care.
Bye, Joe.
See you soon.
Another call.
Let's go to it.
Caller, you're on the air. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Hi, Mario. This is Jim from Palmacia on the road tonight at Derby Lane in St. Petersburg.
Derby
How
Lane.
are you, sir?
Hey, Jim, tell us your favorite recollection of Lowry Park.
Favorite recollection of Lowry Park has got to be the Safety Village.
Okay.
From Safety Village, and you get to
Okay.
walk around and see all the different stores, pint size, stuff like that. I think they've moved it up to Glacier Children's Museum or something along those lines.
They did indeed. We were just talking
Right.
about that a moment ago before you called. Do you have a favorite recollection, or what building do you remember? What jumps out at you, stands out in your mind about Safety Village?
I remember there was a rainbow kind of thing at Lowry Park as well. Was correct?
Yeah.
I don't remember which building. Safety
No, the
Village.
classic
That was at the
Rainbow
entrance.
Bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, the classic Rainbow
Right there.
Bridge. Because don't forget, Mario, our memory fades when we get over 39.
Correct.
Which building in Lowry Park is, kind of flanked there?
Right. No. We have, some of us do recollect, and we won't disclose too much information about those buildings because I want some of our other callers to call in with theirs.
Right,
At the end of the show, if people haven't mentioned some of those specific buildings, Steve mentioned the cash and carry replica. Joe Abini just mentioned the courthouse. There was also the police station, and there was also a few other buildings as well.
Yeah. Well, I'm over at the Business Journal. It's got a mixture of a Derby Lane. We're getting ready to watch the dogs go off in about 5 minutes, and I'm sitting here with a couple of fine-looking ladies from Mama Rotzi, some of the best photography studios in South.
Wow, how many plugs you going to get in tonight, brother?
Wowee.
Man, you got a Derby Lane business plug, you got a business... Hey, let me ask you, sponsor of the week?
Sponsor of the week's got to be Tiny Tap with our good friend Casey.
All right, Tiny Tap, very good. How about your lucky number?
Lucky number has got to be 55 for that friend of mine that throws the pizza.
55 double nickels. And the question of the week, you may not have heard it earlier, was Safety Village or Fantasia Miniature Golf?
Safety Village or Fantasia Miniature Golf. I'm putting the question to the table here with my friend. Safety Village or Fantasia Miniature Golf. I'm thinking Fantasia Miniature Golf.
We got you down. Fantasia Miniature Golf.
That's the name. And last week I was Little General. I'm just calling him the Little General from last week.
All right, brother. We
Great.
thank you so much for your call. We'll see you soon.
You betcha. Here come the puppies. We'll see you Saturday night at the soiree. I'm buying the beers, Steve Marino. Okay, bud?
Hey, thanks, Jim.
We'll see you
Hey,
there.
You don't have to, but yeah, you do.
Yeah, he does. Well, thank you, Jim.
See ya.
Bye-bye now. Man, that was good. Jim got about 7 plugs in there. It's almost like he was, okay, let me get as many in
Was
as
he
I
reading-
can.
was he reading off the list or what?
I don't know, but I think he's been having a couple of pops, that's
Yeah,
for
definitely
sure.
having a couple of pops.
Callers, if you have any memories of Lowry Park, I'm sure you do. I have a feeling. Please call us at 977-6800 or send us an email at show@tampanatives.com.
Yeah, I'm waiting for my family personally because they're going to chime in here any minute to validate those wonderful stories of Easter's past. Now, there's the classic rainbow
There
bridge
it
that we
is.
were talking about. This picture, there you go. Thank you.
There you go.
And that's kind of the oversized wishing
Yeah.
well. Now, was there
That's-
anything? Was there any live animals in that water that you can remember? There weren't
You
any
know,
others or
there was
anything
goldfish in there.
Goldfish.
Yeah,
okay.
there
And
were
I think they were the
fish.
big fancy-tailed goldfish.
Like the
ones.
big
Yeah.
koi?
The koi, I think they
okay,
were,
very
yeah.
good. Here we go. Caller, you're on the air. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
My name is David from West Tampa.
Hi, David
Hey,
from
David.
West Tampa. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Have you called the show before?
I have.
It sounds familiar.
Wonderful, David. David, we got a last name for David?
Agliano.
Oh, that's
Oh,
David
yeah.
Agliano.
Hi,
I met David last week, actually.
We all met David last
all-
week
we
at
know
Fest.
David.
Did.
Absolutely, David. You sound about 22 years of age. Now I know that belies your age, but and if you could explain to us how that is that you can do that, because we'd like to be able
I
to
wanna
do
learn that
ourselves.
too.
Yeah. David, tell us your favorite Lowry Park story.
The thing that I remember most about Lowry Park is the circular concession stand.
Yes.
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 Yes, yes.
I remember getting snow cones there, and I remember that the windows were kids.
They were
little sized.
Right, and the kids could walk up there, and I remember the pony rides, and had great memories. We too used to go to Lowry Park for special occasions.
Easter Sunday was the most specialist of them all, I think.
And David, inside that concession stand, the floor was lower than the ground level. It was like another couple
Yeah,
feet
you kind
lower.
of stepped down to get over to it.
Yes, that's right.
So many memories. We had an email this week on that social networking site from the gentleman. His name is Tony Torres, and we were so hoping that he might be able to call in this evening because his family owned Fantasia Miniature Golf, also owned that snack bar of which you speak, David. And we were hoping that maybe he might still be able to give us a call and give us his personal recollection. What wonderful memories
Incredible.
of Lowry Park.
And
huh?
David, stay tuned. We have a picture of that concession stand coming up,
If
too.
you're watching at home, stay
Yeah.
tuned because
You'll
that
see
picture
that.
is coming up. David, what about your sponsor of the week?
The world famous Columbia Restaurant.
Okay, Columbia Restaurant.
Okay.
And do we have a Lucky Bolita number?
Let's go 14.
14. And Fantasia Golf or Safety Village?
I have to go with Safety Village.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm
one
with
vote
him.
for Safety Village.
Yep, that's my vote.
Thank you, David. Thanks for being a big fan. And listen, we hope you join us at one of our events real soon.
Thanks for the invite.
No,
Yes,
it was great.
please do.
Great to meet you in person this week. Thank you so much, David.
Take care.
You too.
He's a really nice guy.
No, wonderful, wonderful. Go,
Who's it?
Steve.
Amaryllis, too.
You're on the air.
Yes,
Tell us your
yes.
name and where you're calling from.
Philip J. Testa.
Oh, Mr. Testa.
Hey, good to hear from you.
Hi, PJ.
Guys,
Hi.
Are you watching us as well as listening to us?
I finally got back to my normal life, and I'm watching you guys live.
After
Thank
tax
goodness.
season, that's what it is.
Happy end of April 15th and the end of the tax season, and we're so happy to have you back with us.
And I got to come see you
Hallelujah.
pretty soon, too.
Yeah, we both got to come see you pretty soon. Absolutely, absolutely.
So you're not done yet.
No.
Yeah. Listen, tell us your favorite Lowry Park story.
Oh, my favorite Lowry Park story is the band shell that used to be out in front.
Oh, yeah.
It's still there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still there, but boy, I used to play with the Blue Notes,
Wow.
Statistics, and we used to
Interesting.
play out there at least once a month.
Oh, wow.
Cool.
Yeah, it was so much fun, and it was just the best time ever back in those days.
PJ, because I didn't, this is part of the PJ story that I didn't know.
I didn't know anything
personally.
about that either.
Yeah, did you play the spoon or the mouth harp?
I played alto saxophone.
Oh,
Wow.
nice.
Wow.
Very nice.
nice.
Alto sax.
There's a
All
Gato
right.
Barbieri here.
Whoa.
Yeah.
But I had a great time out there, and I grew up in that park.
Yes, of course, and,
Wow.
and Chamberlain High School, so yeah, you were in the neighborhood.
Yes, sir. Right down. We lived over in Egypt Lake Estates, which is right there by Ralston Beach,
Yes.
and we used to go to the park at least once a month.
It was a center for kids of all ages really to get together. There was something for everybody, from the Fairyland that we talked about for the little kids, and then as you got a little bit older, you had the rides and Safety Village. The
Yeah.
teenagers
Yeah.
could get together and make out in the corners in the dark over there. And tell me you didn't do that, PJ. Tell me.
I didn't do that.
No, I know you didn't. I know nobody did that.
Not at the park, but in
that's
the
right.
band
Under the, yeah, of course. And then you had Fantasia Golf across the street, and the two baseball diamonds were there also. There was a
That's
little
right.
league field and a pony
And
league
I
field.
played with the West Tampa Little League, and didn't play at the Lowry Park field, but it was just
That
great.
was a little bit later. I think that was maybe a little bit after you, just a
Right.
little bit.
Yeah.
But I remember playing there, Colt League in high school as well.
Yeah, listen, I want to ask you, what's going on Saturday, and I want to be there.
Oh, thanks for what a great
Good-
plug.
that's
what a
another
great
good question.
You know this guy
Oh,
over
that's
here.
a
this
perfect
guy.
time for this.
Listen, we're having what we like to affectionately refer to as the Tampa Natives Show
Soiree.
Go ahead,
Soiree.
do it.
It's a soiree.
It's a soiree, as she says in
Soiree,
French.
all
Yeah, it's a
right.
fancy French word meaning it's going to be a hoedown, PJ.
It's hard to say.
Yeah. We're saying $3 per at the door, $5 per couple. We want to welcome everybody to come. And let me tell you something.
It's a cash bar.
Bring your dancing shoes.
All right.
Bring your dancing shoes. We got special music selected. There's going to be giveaways. There's going to be some food items there. We're asking everybody, if you think about it, pick up something at the store, a little sweet treat. Bring it with you so everybody will have some.
All right.
And it's going to be, we'll plug this again later in the show, but it's going to be at the Greater Tampa Showmen's Association, which
Where's that at?
it's on the corner of Willow between Cass and Carmen. Willow, Cass and Carmen.
I'm going to have to
GPS that.
GPS it, but I'll tell you what, it's not too far from downtown. It's a short bike ride from the old studios, actually. And I'll give you a personal call tomorrow and give you directions on how to get there. We'd love to see you. I know that you like to dance a little bit.
I'm going to bring my wife, too.
Yes.
Oh, tell her to bring her dancing shoes, too.
And her dancing shoes, you'll need them as well.
Yeah, I know it.
Hey, you can't pick your own business as the sponsor of the week unless...
I got to go with Brocados, man.
Okay.
I love that sandwich.
Let's go with Brocados. How about your Bolita number for the week?
14.
14 was just chosen.
right.
The caller before you. You got a second.
Okay, let's go with 4.
Number 4. And the question of the week, darling, ask PJ the question of the week.
Is Fantasia Miniature Golf or Safety Village?
There it is.
Safety Village. I grew up there and took my kids there and my grandkids there.
Oh, it's 2-2
Oh,
right
yeah.
now.
I
Safety
love
Village,
Safety Village.
and Fantasia deadlocked at 2-2. Thank you, PJ. We'll see you Saturday.
All right, give me a call
Yes.
tomorrow, Mario.
We can't wait to see you.
All right, guys.
See you, PJ.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. See you, Steve.
That
Caller.
was great.
Caller, you're on the air. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Hi, it's Tanya.
Hey, Tanya.
Hey, all of our old callers are
Wow.
calling back. Tanya's on spring break. PJ's no longer doing tax season.
That's another person I need to see pretty soon, too.
That's right.
My teeth.
No, this is Tanya.
Oh, Tanya.
This is
Oh, I'm
Tanya
thinking Tanya-
Fernandez.
I thought it was Tanya
You're thinking it's
Russo.
Tanya Russo.
She can look at your teeth,
Tanya
though.
Fernandez.
But Tanya can
okay.
look at your teeth if you like. Go ahead, smile right now. Smile real big, Steve. There you go.
Your first family member calling.
I know, and I'm
Okay.
surprised. Where's Butch? Where's everybody else? Tanya, tell us your favorite stories of Lowry Park.
Well, it's just, you've already mentioned it. It's the Easter Sunday
Right.
with all our family. We had a ball with all the cousins, the Easter egg hunt. And I tell you what, that crab enchilada was the best.
Oh.
Wasn't it amazing?
Don't even say
Down
that.
all the way to your elbows.
Yeah, newspaper spread all over the table.
And then eating the Easter eggs after we hunted them and
course.
saw who got the most. And loved the roller coaster there.
Tilt-a-whirl.
The Tilt-a-World. The Tilt-a-World. See how fast you could spin it.
Yeah, you always get into that one corner and try to, let's get this thing going. And of course, you didn't want to do that too close to eating all those eggs afterwards because it could be a lot of bad news there behind that. But,
Exactly. And the Rainbow Bridge was pretty cool, too.
And Tanya, there was the big gray bomber everybody remembers, too. But do you remember a fire engine being there as well?
I do remember that.
Okay.
I do remember
and the
that.
kids would play on the fire engine, climb the ladder, and...
Ring the bell?
Yeah, I don't know if they had a bell or something.
They did have a bell. They did have a bell.
Yeah, that you could. And Safety Village, man. Safety Village was cool.
Hey, while we're talking to Tanya, Safety Village comes up and asks, listen, here's the question we've been asking. What one building in the buildings that were there do you kind of just, or two buildings, do you remember that stand out that you remember?
The store for sure, because I think you could go around with a little cart.
Cash and carry? Cash and carry?
Cash and carry, and put things in it if I recall.
Okay.
And the bank, but
The
I don't
bank.
know what.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was like First National Bank.
Okay.
Oh, Broadway Bank.
Yeah,
Maybe
I
it was
remember-
Broadway
I
Bank.
remember a bank.
If somebody's out there and they're watching and they know for sure which bank it was, give us a call and let us know
Maybe
that.
Ellis National Bank, possibly?
I think it was National
Okay,
or Broadway.
okay.
Or First National. I'll go out now and say.
Too
and
bad
just-
we don't have pictures of
We'll have to
all
Google
those
that.
things.
You know,
still.
somebody has to have pictures of these things. Somebody
Yeah.
took pictures of their kids. I know we didn't have cameras at the ready back then, but somebody out there does. Now, I'll tell you my favorite buildings, or the buildings that stand out for me. Curtis Hickson Hall,
Oh yeah.
the replica with the front, okay, the Curtis
Right.
Hickson Hall. And because we played so much baseball in my family growing up, they had a little miniature Al Lopez Field. Does anybody remember that?
I
They
don't
had a
remember
little-
that
Oh,
at
I
all.
don't recall that.
Okay,
I don't
now,
remember that either.
somebody, okay, there's two people on set with me that don't recall that. There's one person on the phone that doesn't recall that. I did not dream this up.
We know there's pictures.
I'm sure you didn't, but baseball is definitely in your blood.
Yes.
And I could remember because I was a little guy, and it was a little field, and it had the awning over the back, and it was a little baseball field, and it was, of course, Al Lopez Field.
That's adorable,
Okay,
though. It sounds
okay.
great.
I believe you.
There was a courthouse. There was the cash and carry. There were several other things too, and that's why we're hoping the other people call back because after a few years you kind of forget.
There were several buildings.
Oh no, it was two. It was like 3 city blocks that snaked
Right,
around.
exactly.
I mean, there was a jail. The police station was there with the jail.
I remember that.
Sure. So anyway, if you're out there and you're watching, please call us and tell us Safety Village, the buildings you remember. Now, the sponsor of the week.
Sponsor of the week, Mr. Empanada.
Oh,
there you go.
nice, Lenny Guida.
Okay, Lenny Guida.
Mr. Empanada. And
Number 12.
number 12.
And it's definitely Safety Village.
Oh,
Okay,
Safety
wow, took the
Village.
lead.
You're tipping
you
the
go.
scales now,
There you go.
Tanya. You're tipping the scales for Safety Village.
But yeah, family members, call in.
Wasn't there? There's the jail there. There's the picture of the jail.
Oh,
Police
I see
department,
it.
right?
Yeah,
Oh,
there's the
yeah.
police department and the jails. But weren't those just great years, Tanya? Weren't those great years?
It was great.
They're
and
fantastic.
I remember, they especially as kids like that it was really cool that
All of your cousins.
it was the size of, your size.
There's
Yeah.
the overview of
Yeah.
Safety
Yeah.
Village on cue. And
That's
if you can
perfect.
bounce us out of there, look at how many buildings there are there.
Oh, yeah.
Look for the baseball. I see the baseball field in the,
There's
in
a
the
bit
lower
in the corner, lower
There it
left-hand
is.
corner. See how Lopez
Yeah.
right there?
There it is.
Okay, I do.
I see it.
See?
Way in the corner.
I didn't dream
be
that.
darned.
He wasn't making it up
You were
after
right.
all.
Yep. And you walk by and it was just the coolest thing. Now I don't remember riding the carts around there. The picture that we showed earlier, Safety Village, showed the little go-karts. They're kind of like little mini go-karts.
Right.
I don't remember that part because maybe by the time we got there they weren't running or they
I don't actually recall that either.
they probably had a couple of kids get hurt with
I
the
remember them,
go-karts
though.
or something. But
Right.
I do remember running through Safety Village and it
Yes, I
was
remember running.
it was like Land of the Giants. Look at all the
It
little
felt so
buildings.
big,
And, it was very cool.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for calling,
Yes.
Tanya. We've missed you, and we hope that we get to see you on Saturday.
Okay, we're trying.
And
Okay.
good- Thanks for the stories too. Very good.
Captain Fernandez, we miss you too.
All right, I'll tell them.
Thank you.
Take
call.
care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Caller, you're on the air. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
This is Pat Rio.
Oh,
Rio.
hey, Pat
Hey,
Rio.
good
How
to hear
are
from
you?
you.
Cousin.
Thank you.
Oh, pretty good.
It's turning into the
Well-
Mario Family Show.
And we know you have some really good stories at Lowry Park.
Well, the Easter egg hunt for sure.
The
you
Easter
go.
egg
That's
hunts.
the hottest thing, isn't it?
Easter Sunday.
Easter Sunday was it.
Thanks to your Paul, who worked there at Lowry Park and had the inside track on the best casita locations ever.
Many a years I was up at 5 with him.
With him.
You had to claim your territory.
Yeah, because you couldn't reserve it. It was not. It was first come, first serve.
Yep, exactly.
Exactly.
You get there, you throw your coolers out, and you laid out your place.
And sit on the table.
And we get there, and Theo Skip
Yeah,
would be
he
sleeping
did.
on the table because he'd been up since 3 o'clock and waiting for everybody to get
So
there.
true.
But how many cousins were there at one time? I mean, there were so many of us.
Oh yeah. Well, we had enough to field at least a couple of
Softball, yeah, that's right. That's exactly
I remember
right.
we used to play ball.
Yes. And we played either at the field there, or sometimes I remember a couple of years we went behind Fantasia. There was an open area there
Yes.
with a backstop.
Right.
And we would just divvy up teams, and everybody had gloves and softballs, and we would just, kids from 8.
Definitely bring the gloves and
Oh, yeah, kids from 8 to 18. And the rides, too. The bumper cars were fun, Patty, the bumper cars.
Oh yeah, it was all fun.
It was great fun.
Patty, when you think of the animals at Lowry Park, which animal sticks out in your mind?
Oh, that monkey.
Oh,
Now, do
okay.
you remember the
what-
trick that he had,
You remember
Patty?
the second trick he had?
No, I don't remember the second trick.
Okay.
Only the
It's good,
the
you don't.
disgusting
The
one.
smoke. Only the disgusting
Probably a good thing. you
Only
don't
the
remember.
disgusting one.
The other one's disgusting too.
Yeah, they're both pretty disgusting.
Yeah, I think yes. Yeah, we can't mention that on.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
we probably shouldn't, but yeah, that's the one. That's the one. There's the monkey, and that's the one. Do you have a sponsor of the week, Patty?
La Segunda Central.
Segunda
Okay.
Central, very good.
I like the way she says that.
Yeah, she says it proper. And speaking of proper, are you going to watch the royal wedding tomorrow? We can get off tangent a little course there. I'm going to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I know that. I watched Diana's wedding when she got married. I think I did anyway. I remember.
I don't think you did.
No,
sir.
yes, I did. Too.
Yeah, I remember the long train and the wedding dress and Prince Charles. And so why not watch her son?
So what time
Definitely
should I
gonna
wake
watch the
you?
Lightning game tomorrow.
Oh, wow. Are they doing good, huh?
They're on
They're
fire.
doing great.
How about your Bolita number?
13.
13 it is. And the question of the week, Safety Village or Fantasia Miniature Golf?
Fantasia Miniature Golf.
There it is. Tied it up.
Uh-oh.
Had a girl.
We need a tiebreaker.
All right. Callers, we need a tiebreaker. Thanks, Patty.
Thanks, Patty.
Bye-bye.
Hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.
Jeff, if you can take us out of this picture for a second here. This is Billy Goat Mountain.
Billy Goat Mountain.
This is what I was talking about earlier.
There's Billy the goat right
There's
there.
Billy the Goat.
Yeah, and there's actually a staircase that went to the top of that mountain. He went through, had like a little petting area and a fence. So just like a little path that was fenced. And this person jumped right over the fence and climbed down the hill and started playing with all the goats.
Who shall remain nameless.
Nameless.
People
But,
seem to like to do that kind of stuff. I don't
well,
understand that.
well, he was only in first grade though. Just
Oh,
but he's
okay.
But wherever there's a fence, there's a person that's willing to jump the fence. Now, if you go back one picture, Jeffrey, please, when we were talking to Patty, take us out of this shot. And those cages there, ladies and gentlemen, is what they were talking about when that article was written referencing that it was the worst zoo in America.
Right.
And of course, it became rapidly after the renovation one of the best zoos in America,
Right.
especially for kids. But if you look at that picture there, that's pretty sad right there. Those
yeah, and
those
it's all open.
Yep.
I mean, if it rained or whatever,
Yep.
it was going to get
Well, they
the
would-
animals wet.
And they would
concrete-
pace back and forth too.
Pace
the
back and
animals.
forth. It's
Yeah.
before we really knew anything about natural habitat. We were kind of still in the mode of just kind of looking at animals and pointing and gawking. Of course, that's where the monkey got his revenge. But anyway, now, of course, you go to the zoos and you have the natural geospheric, specific, fabulous for the primates, and they don't even call them, they call them primate centers and natural habitats. But that's just an indication of what we didn't really know back in the day.
Big difference, huh?
Hey, there's that bomber we talk about.
There it is. Oh, and there's the cage to the left of that.
Yeah,
That's
thanks for getting us out of there. Talk about those swinging cages, Steve.
Well, the swinging cages you see to the left or in front of the bomber. And they were just a cage about the size of a phone booth, and you get 2 people in there, and you would just use centrifugal force to actually move it back and swing it back like a swing. And eventually, you had the power going so fast that you would topple over to the top. It would do a complete rotation, and a lot of fun though. And
a lot of fun. That was for the bigger kids, little bigger kids. Teenagers, 14, 15, 16, that were able to get in there and maneuver that thing. And just behind that, well, you don't have to take us. Well, you can take us out of there one more time, Jeffrey. I'm sorry, I didn't get a chance to point out, but I wanted to point out just behind the swinging cages, that little roof that you see on that house there is the roof of the bumper cars. And if you take my big head out of the picture, which might not be possible, you can actually see one of the bumper cars in the picture. Here, I'll slide this way, or I'll slide. There we go. Right in front of the truck, the actual Lowry Park City truck, in front of it is the front end of one of the bumper cars. And that's what I remember. When you walked into the park, the swinging cages were right there to your right, and the bumper cars were right just beyond them. And then, of course, the Tilt-A-Whirl was there in front, and the concession stand also. Look at these callers lighting up.
We got a couple emails, too, so we'll take a couple of calls first.
Caller, you're on the air. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, this is John D. Collins from Tampa, Florida.
Hey, John Collins from Tampa, Florida. How are you?
Thanks for calling in.
Hey, listen, I want to talk about the train.
Okay, let's talk about that train.
Have you guys talked about? I just tuned in.
No, we haven't.
We have not.
Did you just find us, or did you know we were there? You just got home and turned it on.
I just got home and was thumbing through, and I've seen you guys. And
oh wow, thumbing through, pretty
awesome.
cool. It's amazing to us that we still have people that find us like that, but that's very cool.
There's very few people that have been here all their lives like you guys have. But I wanted to talk about the train and Herman the gorilla.
Herman,
there was a gorilla there?
Okay, let's talk a little Herman gorilla talk. Go ahead.
He would run back and forth across the cage, and if you got up too close, he would throw stuff at you.
Yeah, the monkeys that threw stuff, they did.
Yeah, but I appreciate y'all doing that show, and I'll probably come up Saturday and hang out, and I'll bring some pictures that I have.
Oh, please
That
do.
would be wonderful. That would be wonderful. Just add to the event, and we'd love to meet you in person, John. Listen, before we let you go, we got a couple of questions for you. Are you familiar with our show sponsors, or not quite yet?
Not quite yet.
All right, Tampa Natives, plural, TampaNativesShow.com. All of our archive shows are there, previous shows as well, our sponsors. Just kind of get familiar with what we do here.
Right.
And what we do is we ask a sponsor of the week, and we have a giveaway each week. We also ask for your lucky Bolita number drawing number, 1 through 75. Got a lucky number?
50.
50 it is.
Good even number.
And today's question of the week, Fantasia Golf Course across the street or Safety Village? Which was your preference? Which one?
Safety Village.
Oh, tied it up again. Safety Village. Hey, John, we're so happy that you found us.
Hey, if I had a plug, it would be DePerio's on Armenia Avenue.
Oh,
Hey, we all remember that place.
I love
we know that well.
Listen, there were a couple of years after high school, I worked at Martin's Uniforms, which was across the street from DePerio's.
I was such a beautiful man.
Nice.
Ate many a lunch there.
And great hamburgers, too.
Great hamburgers. John, thanks so much for finding us. Stick with us. We're here every Thursday.
Yep, all right. I'll send you an email, GuitarJohn37.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
All right.
Bye-bye now.
Caller, stand by for a moment, if you will. We have an email
Stand by,
here.
caller. We see you
Just real
there.
quick.
Stand by.
We have...
It's also a 15-minute time.
Oh, it is. Quickly.
It is 15. Okay, this is from Vince Calora, Safety Village for sure. My favorite of the park. Remember the mini Curtis Hickson Convention Center.
There you go.
Las Lagunas Central.
Okay.
And number 6, see you Saturday. Haven't found photos yet.
Oh, Vince Calora. Vinny, we love you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Vin.
Thanks, Ben.
All right, let's get to this caller.
Definitely.
Caller, you're on the air. Tell us your name and tell us where you're calling from.
Hey, this is Bush from Land O'Lakes.
Hey,
Oh,
Bush
there he
from
is.
Land O'Lakes.
Dude, man, I just woke up from a nap. I turned this on.
Oh, no.
And you went way back.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did.
We did.
And this is
We did.
brings back so many memories.
Wonderful
That's
memories.
awesome.
We just had Patty Rio on here a minute ago, and we were talking about how one Skip Collazo used to get up at 3:30 in the morning and get down there and save that casita for us.
Yeah, we all said the night before, yeah, we'll get up, but no one would ever.
Nobody did. Patty did, because she was just about the right age where she had no choice.
Right.
Somebody had to ride with him.
I hear you, man.
Great memories.
The softball, the baseball games, the softball, the kickball games.
Absolutely.
Yep.
It was awesome.
The Easter egg hunt,
There's so many things to do.
Man.
riding the bumper cars, and we haven't talked about it yet. We got to get to it because we have to get to it, but nobody's called and mentioned yet. How about the machine that used to inject the
Yes,
plastic
the
into
mold.
the mold?
Mold-a-rama.
The little plastic animals, and we're trying to figure out
We have
if
a-
anybody remembers which were the animals.
We have a question on that, too.
There we do. We remember.
It was an elephant.
Yeah,
Yeah, right,
there was
right.
an elephant.
Sheena was the elephant's name, by the way, if anybody didn't remember
I was
that.
just going to mention Sheena. That
Thank
was
you.
my
Yep.
favorite animal.
Thank you.
Right, right.
Sheena was the elephant. There was an elephant. I think there was a gorilla.
There was a
It was a
gorilla.
one tiger, I believe.
That's what I said.
You're
I
right.
Okay.
thought there was a tiger,
15-minute
too.
girl said there was
Yeah.
a tiger. We thought there was a
there was a
tiger.
tiger.
And Steve's not sure about.
Butch, here's the question. In my mind, I remember a dolphin. I know they didn't have dolphins at the park.
Oh, in that wax?
Yeah, the wax
the
mold.
wax
I
figure.
believe so.
Dolphin or
There
seal,
was a-
because they had seals
Could it have
there
been a
at the
seal,
zoo.
maybe?
Remember?
Yes.
Could have
I-
been a dolphin, though. But I remember the trick. If you
bet, yeah.
remember, callers tell me if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And you got to call me out on this. But the trick was when it injected the mold, and the plastic into the mold, and it got hot, remember? And you always had that smell of the hot plastic.
Good.
When it came out, you had to walk around with it for about 15 minutes.
Upside down.
Upside down.
Yep.
Yeah, because it's too high.
Yep.
Yeah, because if you turned it over, your gorilla would
would
now
be
become an anthill.
melting.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Right,
Exactly.
that's right. Wow.
What memories,
Man.
huh?
Oh, my
A
God.
little
We got a
things like
picture
that,
of
you
that
know?
machine coming
I
up
know.
in just a minute.
The Moldorama. Incredible.
Yeah, you
Right after the 15-minute girl who's turning into the 14-minute girl and the 13-minute
And
girl.
the 12-minute girl. Hey, sponsor
12-minute girl.
Sponsor of the week?
Has Columbia been said?
It has.
How about Red Wagon?
There you go.
There you go.
There's
Okay.
another true fan.
Lucky belated number?
Let's go double deuces.
All right,
Oh,
22.
okay. Aren't you glad you
And
woke
here's
up?
the question of the week for
Question of the
you.
week is Mary Ann.
That was a few shows ago.
Ginger.
That was a few shows ago.
Go back to sleep, Butch.
Yeah, Safety Village or Fantasia Golf.
Let's go with the Safety Village.
All right,
Okay.
Safety Village
I think we're winning.
eking out to another
There you go.
one vote lead. Thank you, Butch. We appreciate it.
All right, fellas.
We'll see you soon.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Caller, you're on the air?
Not yet.
Oh,
Wait, we got to go to 15-minute girl.
Oh, we
Caller,
do.
we see you there. Stand by.
15 minutes.
All right, let's bring in the 15-minute girl. She's desperate. She's down to 13 minutes.
what happened to the hour?
Okay, the sponsor of the week is Amaryllis.
Amaryllis sandwiches and more. Ladies and gentlemen,
Sandwiches
what
and more.
in the world? We're going to have to throw that catch of the day back.
And they do have more.
Yeah, nobody's
Yep.
named the sponsor of the week.
Amaryllis, and you know, we
have a lot more.
We tried to drop as many hints as we could earlier, though,
Yeah,
didn't
we
we?
did. We said it.
I mean, I said Amaryllis, Amaryllis, Amaryllis. We had an event at Amaryllis, Amaryllis. You guys are not catching on.
Yeah.
You guys are.
There's a
We do the colonnade lunch. We give the colonnade thing away.
Certain way to
We do
play
the
this game, right?
Yeah,
There
and
is.
listen, Tony Gonzalez hasn't called yet, and he's got a system.
That might be him right
All
there.
right, it might be. Let's see. Thank
Okay,
you, darling.
thank you.
And we have how many minutes left?
We have 11 minutes?
11 minutes?
I guess
The 11-minute girl. Caller, you're on the air. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Hi, I'm Lucy Schablin.
Lucy, thank
Lucy,
you.
hi, Lucy.
Hi.
First time calling?
I graduated Jefferson in '76 with Mario.
Yes, you
Oh,
did.
okay,
Yes, you
okay.
did. Of course, you did.
Uh-huh. And I was just wondering if anybody remembered over in the park area that little round water pond thing or whatever it was with the little cave.
Oh, wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Lucy, you went
It's a
went
vague-
way back. You got fresh on us right
That's
there.
a vague memory of that.
Remember, it was over where everybody like had the picnics and everything.
Right.
Across the street, like from the park area.
Let me ask you
wait a
this. Was it by the band shell?
No, it was further into the park near the river more.
Okay, so
Yes,
it was on the
right.
east side of North Boulevard.
Right.
Because the west
right.
side is where everything was. The east side was where Fantasia Golf was. But there was also some casitas on the east side by the river.
Right.
They had some creeks, too. I remember that.
Right, and there was like a cement pond or something, and you could walk around it. It had a little cave with the waterfall in it.
You know what?
I don't remember that.
Now you're going to make me go back and do some more research.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I know that because we had such a big family and it was such a big event, we would always get the casitas that were closest to the zoo, so we didn't have to cross the street, in other words. So the only time we did cross the street was to go play golf at the end of the day, usually under adult supervision. The little kids weren't allowed to cross the street. So I don't remember that as much. Lucy, thanks so much for
That's
finding
great.
us. Now, how did you know about the show?
I'm on Facebook, and I talk with Isaac Gonzalez.
Oh, nice.
And you tell Isaac we haven't
Yeah,
had
we
an
haven't heard
Isaac
from
sighting in a
Isaac
while.
for a
So
while.
we're missing Isaac and Lisette. Where have they been?
I will tell him.
You tell them that we've
pass
got a
that on,
party coming
please.
up in a couple of days, and we'd love it if they could show up.
All right.
Yeah, Lucy,
And
come
if
to
you
the
want
party
to be
too.
there too, Lucy,
Yeah.
you're welcome.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you. I might come.
Listen, sponsor of the week.
Red Wagon.
Red,
Well,
of
there you
course,
go.
there it is.
Oh, wait, we have one already.
And no, that's okay.
Okay, okay.
And your lucky Bolita number, 1 through 75.
Let's go with 4.
Oh, that's already
4 was
in
already chosen.
Well,
Darling,
that's a
pick
popular
another
number
one.
today.
All right, let's go with 33.
33 is all yours. And the question of the week: Safety Village or Fantasia Golf Course?
Safety Village.
Oh,
Safety
Safety
Village
Village
is
out to a
pulling
good
ahead.
Train
Lucy,
Depot at Safety Village.
stay connected with us, huh? Say that again.
The Train Depot at Safety Village.
The train
Yes,
depot was another
yeah,
one. Thank you.
yeah.
Thank
Yes.
you. See, we're trying to
Okay.
remember which ones. I got Curtis
Yeah,
Hickson,
forgot about
the
that.
jail, Al Lopez Field, Cash and Carry, the train depot. Yeah, it was in that picture.
I wish we could go back in time.
Yeah, I
and
do
see
too.
that. Yeah, just
I
for,
do too.
yeah,
That
that'd
was
be
so
great.
cool. That was so
Wow.
much fun.
Right.
Lucy, thanks. Listen, we hope to see you at one of our events soon.
All right, thank you.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
You know, I just said I wish we can go back in time, and actually, that's what we're doing right now. We are going.
Yeah,
We are
we
going
are.
back in
You know,
time.
look at the pictures and the stories, and it's just great.
That's a great picture there because you can see
Yeah.
the roller coaster. Behind the roller coaster, you can see the
Ferris
Ferris
wheel.
wheel.
Remember the baby Ferris wheel?
Yeah, they had a little
Yeah,
one. They had a
the
little
mini-
one for
mini
little kids.
carousel?
Yeah, yeah. And
I think it was-
you know,
I think it was like
it
a-
was so simple, but at the same time, it was so much
But
fun.
times were simple then.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, I
And,
agree.
and it didn't take much to entertain people, and
Well, those were the Leave It to Beaver days. You know, they
Yeah.
really were. Things were simpler.
Those
and
were
just,
the better days,
Oh my gosh.
I think so
Hey,
too.
we got a
We-
nice email from Mike Beluha. By
Please
the way.
read that.
Yeah, let's read that.
Mike who? Mike Baliu?
But yeah, that's a shame. Huh?
Mike
Beluha.
Our dear friend Mike Baluha. We love him.
there's the seal.
Yep, there's
Oh,
the
there it
seal.
is. We have to talk about that.
Read
in
that
a
email,
second.
please.
Okay, this is from Mike Beluha. For all the Lady Dragon shout-outs over the past few weeks, we had a great season that ended last night, but the flip side of that, sad note, is that I can now view my favorite show live again. Thanks, Mike. But also, he continues, you guys continue to amaze me with these stimulating memory sessions. My favorite Lowry Park activities included the go-karts, feeding the alligators. Oh, yeah, remember that?
Oh, the
Yeah, you can buy the
alligators.
food and feed
Right.
the
Yep,
alligators.
yep, that's right. And then looking through the back of the airplane at the instruments and equipment inside of it. My sponsor pick is Bricados,
Okay.
and Bolita number is 54.
54.
And which is what I turn tomorrow. By the way, well, happy birthday in
Yeah,
advance.
no, you stole all of our thunder right
Thanks.
there,
I know,
Michael.
great, great.
We have a special birthday shout out for you. We're going to give it to you anyway.
And he writes, see you at the soiree.
Yes.
Mike, Cindy, Raina, Mickey, and Julian.
Thanks, guys, and congratulations to Raina and all of her teammates on a wonderful, wonderful season.
Absolutely.
Raina, best of luck in the next level of your progression there. You're
quite a ball
quite
player.
a player.
And we've got-
and you've got a bright future ahead of you. Stay
Absolutely.
with it. Stay after it.
Absolutely.
Um,
Our Deep
what
South
el-
correspondent, too.
Deep South correspondent. He sent one.
Yeah.
He sent an email as well.
He sure did.
Well, I just want to throw this out there
Go
because
ahead.
our time is dwindling.
running out.
We need an extra half an hour.
We
Can
do.
we get an extension?
Another hour.
Does anybody remember? Anybody remember, other than me, Steve, and the 15-minute girl,
Mm-hmm.
those little exhibits where for a quarter or a dime, whatever it was, some feed would drop in.
The chicken.
And a chicken would come out and for no apparent
Mm-hmm.
reason start playing a piano as he would walk across with his little beak. He'd pick, 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 and he'd plink, plink. And there was a rabbit that did something,
Yep.
walk on a tightrope or something.
Well, the chicken did the tightrope. I remember that.
Does anybody
Yep.
remember this other than me and Steve and the 15-minute girl?
Sure they do.
Well,
Yeah.
caller, you're on the air. Tell us your name, where you're calling from, and your fondest Lowry Park memory.
Tony Gonzalez.
There he
Hey.
is.
Thought he'd be the first caller, but
He might be the
might be the last. So.
Hey, I've been running outside with the dog, man.
Oh, okay.
You all right?
The dog got away from me.
Get
today.
a cool
Did you
drink.
catch
Get a
him?
cool drink. Look at that picture right there. That's the Moldorama.
The
my friend.
Moldorama.
25 cents.
25 cents will get you the hot plastic that you never wish you could get rid of anyway. Tony, tell us your favorite story.
My favorite story was really the Safety Village. I was always amazed at how they kept up with everything.
Wasn't that cool?
That was so cool.
Yeah, because like the police station wasn't the old police station; it was the new police station.
Right.
Yeah.
And the bomber.
The bomb. Of course,
The
everybody
bomber. Oh,
remembers the
that was-
bomber.
That was
Where is
something.
that
Like
Little
bomber
kid,
now? Does
man,
anybody
I was-
know where it went?
They
See that thing
disassembled
parked
it.
there?
They disassembled it and moved it. I know as a little kid, but the question that always came to my mind, thank you, Jeff.
How'd they
the
get it
question,
in
How'd
there?
they get it in there?
Yeah.
They
Right.
just drive that damn thing in there? How'd they get that thing
I
in
think they
there?
landed it
They
there.
brought it in pieces.
In pieces, of course, and
Yes.
that's just the same way they took it out in pieces.
They took it to Warner Robins, Georgia.
Really?
Oh, okay.
I think General
They got
Sumter
a
Lowry
museum
donated
there
that.
in Georgia.
Yeah.
What DC3, whatever that was back in the day.
really
It
cool.
was really, really
It
cool.
was a Neptune bomber.
Anda, look at Tony, man, military guy. You.
That's right. He knows.
So I'm sorry I'm so late today, but
Well, listen.
Well,
Better
we're waiting
late
for
than
you.
never.
But know this, Tony. Know this. You're always looking at that picture. You're always on our mind because Steve and I in pre-production meetings this week said, "Hey, man, no prompting." I said, "Stevie, who's going to be our first caller this week?" And we said at the same time, Tony Gonzalez.
no, I got my son-in-law's dog here, and I've been walking him. And
Did you
Hey,
catch him?
let's
Gotta wait for him.
Let's get your lucky bolita number real quick.
31.
31. And speaking of which, Stevie?
We better do that.
Thank you, Tony. We're going to let you go real quick. Bye-bye. We'll hopefully see you at one of our events soon, and you're welcome to call anytime.
Right.
All right. Take care, buddy.
Thanks, Tony.
This bolita drawing
Brought to
is
you
brought to you by Constantino and Company Real Estate, Fran Constantino.
All right. Let's show them what they're going to win. The lucky winner will win one sexy new. Why don't you get a hold of it,
Hey, I want
son.
one of those.
Tampa Natives.
I do have one of those.
Tampa, there it is. Tampa Native, TampaNatives.com shirt. It's the newest, hottest thing going. There it is.
You know, that
newest,
green,
hottest thing
nice
going.
picture.
That green jumps out at you.
That's
really
beautiful
does.
right there.
It's like
Look,
a fluorescent.
Kilroy was here. Okay, let's do that drawing.
Yeah, let's
Stevie,
do that. Come on.
Closest to, without going over, reach in there. We got a call, two
Closest
callers
to.
standing by.
We have, wow, this is amazing.
No
75. You can't go over that.
You can't go over 75. That means the winner is?
Wait a minute. 55. What number is that there?
That's
Jim
22.
Hooper.
Okay, so it's got to be 55.
55?
Jim Hooper.
Hoop! We'll bring you
There it
your
is.
shirt on Saturday, my man.
There it is.
Congratulations,
Hey,
Jim.
Hoop, don't worry. We got one triple X for you. Don't worry, Baba. We saved that one 3X. We saved that one 3X just for you.
Hey, there was two big bad wolves trying to get me there. I hope you
Wow,
noticed
look
That's
at
a great
that.
picture, by the way. That's awesome.
Tonight's lucky number, double nickel. Now look at that picture. That's the 15-minute girl and her bow.
The big bad wolf.
The big bad wolf was her bow.
Which one was the big bad wolf?
Exactly.
You or
Good
the-
question.
That
Good
is the question.
That is
That's the question of the day.
Circa 1980.
That is the question of the day.
And where has our youth gone?
Exactly.
My goodness. That's a great picture.
Check
That
out
was-
the length of those shorts.
Yeah, no,
That's
or
what's
don't,
so
or
amazing
don't
to
check out the
me.
length of those shorts because that's
Short shorts.
that's NBA style right there.
Are those
baby.
still in style?
Terry cloth, bro. What were
And
we
really
thinking?
white legs.
Terry cloth and band skin material. Yeah, big bad wolf.
At least they weren't the bike shorts.
Oh, we had a great time. We were over there with a friend of ours, and we had a camera, and we were just having fun in Fantasyland.
Fun
A
and
lot of
games.
memories today.
Fairyland.
Caller, you went away.
Well, caller went away, but call
Okay.
back, caller. If you have an answer for us, call back. We've got just a few minutes left. Jeff, tell us how much time we have left so we don't run over.
90
90
seconds.
seconds?
Did he say 90
Better
seconds?
wind it up, boy.
Oh,
Wow.
my goodness. What's
That's-
going on here? How come I didn't hear any of that?
You know, Mario, every show just flies by.
Oh,
Wow.
okay. I
Okay.
got 90 seconds, is that correct?
That's 90 seconds.
Oh, my goodness.
90
Well,
seconds.
here's a
Wow.
second picture just to show you how long that we've known each other. That's the 15-minute girl
Spider
and her
web.
sweetheart hanging out with little Miss Muffet, who sat on the tuffet.
Eating her curds away.
Along came a spider, sat down beside her and said, "What's in the bowl, baby?"
45 seconds.
We got about 45 seconds left. What a great show tonight. We
This
still
is
have so much
fantastic.
more to talk about.
We could do almost a second show
I think
on
we
this,
may
you know?
have to.
There's the rainbow bridge.
All right, real
Yeah.
quick. We got 45 seconds, 30 seconds
missing
left.
anything?
Oh, my God. Mike Baluha, happy birthday.
Yes.
We'll see you on
Happy
Saturday
birthday,
at the
Mike.
Happy
soiree.
birthday tomorrow, Mike.
Sunday, the first beach bum gathering of the new season, Paso Grill Beach, across from the Hurricane, 9:30 to 1:30.
Be
The
there.
Honorable Michael White presiding. Bring your lawn chairs and your suntan lotion.
And your sunscreen.
Lunch at Gennaro's immediately following. Once again,
Delicious.
happy birthday to Mike. Saturday, we'll see you at the soiree. On behalf
Yes.
of Steve Cannella, my dear friend, the 15-minute girl, we love you. Salute.
Salute
happy
and
days.
happy days.
Salute and happy days.
This guy, you know, he was a little sad. This guy knows everything. When he sit there and talk to you for hours and hours and hours and not repeat himself. Well, that's exciting. Come on, tell me before you know you're gonna miss something about this. It's like, what is it? He's not here. He's walking inside the people. He's wet back when we were younger and everything seemed new. We used to have a lot of fun, yes we did, no matter what we do. Sleeping days, long summer nights, going anywhere we pleased. This love I've always called my own, a love that I've always known. Yes, I remember Tampa. She remembers me.